first time, the great hyperspace core was found. With it came the gift of interstellar travel, and the Outer Rim trade routes were established, uniting the galaxy in peace. "4,000 years passed before the second core was discovered on a desert planet. Pain and bloodshed flowed in its wake. But the exiles returned to their homeworld, Hiigara. A young woman led them across the galaxy, and it is she who will lead them again. Her name is Karen Sajet. This is the story of the end time. We know this because the third core has been found. Under the dark influence of this core, the Taidan have risen under a new leader, a Vaygr warrior lord named Makan. He calls himself the Sajakar, the Chosen One. Many systems have already fallen under his shadow, and his eyes are set upon Hiigara. Deep inside the great derelict at Tanis, construction of a new mothership is underway. The pride of Hiigara. Once more, the exiles will face the coming darkness.
This is Fleet Command. Stand by for hyperspace core transfer.
Containment unit online. All power signatures in the green. Primary couplings released.
Trajectory is good. The hyperspace core is away. This is Tanis Control. We have visual contact with the core. Proceed with transfer.
Trajectory and alignment confirmed. Take it to 115 and initiate capture procedures. Mothership recognizes the core and confirms signal lock.
Fleet Command online. Mothership status report. Engineering online. Stand by to initiate engine sequence. Main engines online. Engine test complete. All standard drives are operational. Navigation online. The mothership is standing by.
Course deleted.
This is Fleet Intelligence. Our task is to analyze sensor data and generate mission objectives. Before launching the Mothership, we must conduct a series of trials to ensure all critical systems are operational. Throughout these trials, the Mothership will be running with a minimal crew and will remain docked with Tanis. Once these trials are complete, we will launch the Mothership and test the hyperspace core. The first trial will test the resourcing system. A resource collector is standing by. Begin retrieval of resource containers at this location.
And then it's over to me. And g'day chaps, Gamer8 here, welcome to my Homeworld 2 Remastered series. We're gonna start this one fairly slow. I haven't played Homeworld 2 before. I played Homeworld 1 back in the day, and the remastered version. Never actually played Homeworld 2. I don't know why I missed it back in the day. As part of this series, I'm also going to be explaining a little bit about the game, about the storyline, about what that intro actually meant. Because it throws the facts at you pretty quick. It's hard to really grasp what's going on straight away, I find anyway. And yeah, just going to be playing through as normal. You got to bear in mind that, yeah, just bear with me. I'm going to get used to the controls. I don't play in a particularly fast style. I love appreciating graphics like this. This is just absolutely stunning, considering how old this game is as well. Absolutely fantastic. This is 10 years old, 11 years old. Yeah, the pace of Homeworld 2, and a lot of people criticized this back in the day.
Salvage target acquired.
The pace of Homeworld 2 is quite different from the first game. The first game was slow, you could take your time, plan before you made your attacks, things like that. In this Homeworld 2, it's quite different, and it's the main criticism leveled at the game. Many people, the real lovers of Homeworld 1, the purists, I suppose you'd call them, they felt that Homeworld 2 should have had the same pace, and it doesn't have the same pace. It's much operational. It puts you under more pressure.
Trial successful.
We will now test the Mothership's production capabilities. Begin construction of a fighter facility subsystem.
Mothership.
It's just the basics. Build a few fighters.
Production underway.
I can only do one. This is just a test after all. So yeah. In terms of the story, that core that we saw at the beginning, you know, it showed the core, and then that core was transported into the ship, and it took it. Where did it? It went in here, and then it said core accepted. That core is incredibly important to the game. Just reading on Wikipedia about the plot of the game, that it turns out that core is only one of 3 in the entire galaxy.
Mothership fighter facility complete. Fighter facility subsystem complete. Engineering is online and ready for fighter production.
To test basic combat capabilities, construct an interceptor squadron.
Okie dokie. So we built the fighter facility, and we're going to build...
Production underway.
Let's do 5 of these. Don't know if that's a complete squadron or not. Whatever, this is just a nice easy intro for people who haven't really played it before. This will all be very familiar to anyone who's played. I love that graphics. So to go back to what I was saying, the core was only one of only 3 in the galaxy. And I'm just going to recap on the plot from the original game.
Interceptor squadron complete.
And then go through what the plot of this one is.
Combat trials.
It's interesting. Released all 5 fighters at the same time.
Perimeter Station Chimera will assist by providing target drones. The drones are located here. Use the interceptors to destroy the target drones.
Simple enough.
Standing by.
Now I can't actually, because I've got my screen. Everything that you see here is in a window for me. I've windowed my game. This is only one
Interceptor squadron
screen
complete.
of 3 for me, so I can't actually see everything down here. So I'm not going to be using any of these formations. I will be using the passive or aggressive tactics.
Show no mercy.
That's giving me some extra ships for free.
Reporting. Weapons set to full
I'm going to
power.
use these.
Intercept course.
I'll also be
punched in.
using these controls down here. I won't be using key bindings much. Obviously you can't see this, but I'll be using mouse controls. It's just easier. And I'll be giving you the plot just as soon as I get a chance to actually do it. I'll
Interceptor
also
squadron complete.
Confirmed.
trying to zoom in on ships like this so you can see the updated graphics. They really have done a fine job of remastering this game. Absolutely outstanding.
Attack complete. Awaiting further orders.
And there are rumours of a Homeworld 3. Of course, there have been rumours for years of an Homeworld 3.
Attention, Tanis Control. This is Perimeter Station Chimera. We have multiple unidentified units detected. Signal indicates Vaygr Bomber Strike Force.
Bomber Strike Force. Now, to go back to the pace of the game, it does actually make sense that the pace of this game is different. And, you know, the big criticism is that you are never really left alone. You're always bombarded with... You're having to react. It's a very reactive, story-driven game here. But there is a reason for that. In this game, the whole plot is built around an attack. There is a warlord. What's his name again? Makan. And that warlord
Tanis is under attack.
is attacking
All forces to combat
Hiigara.
alert. This is not a test. Interceptors have been launched from Chimera. The enemy must be eliminated. Order all interceptors to destroy the Vaygr bombers.
Here we go. All our interceptors, I'm going to put them on high alert
Attack vector laid in.
on aggressive tactics. Send them in.
Confirmed.
See if we can actually see some fighting. So look at some of these bombers.
Standing by.
Interceptor
No.
squadron complete.
I'm trying to get a look at one of these bombers here. Sorry about that. There we go. The level of detail on there, on such a tiny ship. They really have done a fantastic job. Oh. So Makan is the warlord, and he's coming from a race called... Let me find it. I'm just reading Wikipedia at the moment. It's called a Vaygr. So, yeah, Vaygr. And these are, they're a race... Sorry, the race is called Vaygr. And they are named after their original planet, which I think is Vay. These are kind of like the Mongols. So, a warrior race that have expanded beyond their original boundaries. They've become so powerful as a race that they've taken over various areas of space.
Chimera's station is offline. The Vaygr have breached the Tanis perimeter.
The mothership is under attack.
Oh dear.
We cannot stay here any longer. Emergency launch underway.
So the mothership is escaping here.
Stand by for emergency launch.
Roger that, Tanis.
Here's the mothership launching.
Primary couplings released.
Seems to be turning as well.
Just looking good.
Now, still the original character
Line.
called Karen, who's controlling the
The
mothership.
mothership has cleared Tanis. We are away.
Karen Sajat, her name is.
Multiple enemy reinforcements detected. Estimated time before contact, 2 minutes. Begin construction of attack bombers immediately. Bombers will be required to defend the mothership.
Roger. Okay. Let's get some bombers built.
Production underway.
They made that clear enough, didn't they?
Production underway.
Oh, I'm not going to build many of them. Got no money at all. I'll be able to build 2. Ridiculous.
Reporting.
Got no resources at all. Not good.
Aggressive tactics confirmed. Fire at will.
Everything on aggressive apart from the resource collector.
Ready.
I can build 1 bomber. Outstanding.
Bomber squadron complete.
Or is that a squadron? Ah, okay. So
Copy.
1 of these here is actually 5 bombers.
Neutralized. Awaiting orders.
Interesting.
Confirmed.
I'm going to put these on aggressive tactics too,
Standing by.
and they should really be escorted by interceptors.
Weapon set to full power.
And there's nothing else I can do. I can't build.
Moving to destination.
Can't see the enemy yet either. But they're coming. There's nothing more I can do. So to go back to the plot, the warlord, Makan, who is like a...
Pursuing
Oh dear.
target. Engaging.
It's a hyperspace gate. So that's...
Priority
Oh
alert.
dear.
The Vaygr are using hyperspace gates. If they are not destroyed, the enemy will deploy reinforcements through them. These gates must be destroyed.
It's an interesting tactic. Display. Put a gate and then deploy your reinforcements through the gate. Oh dear. Not good at all. Oh yeah, we're in trouble. I will get this plot out before the end of the this first episode. I'm gonna lose these bases. It's obvious.
Acknowledged.
So
Gate
the warlord.
destroyed. Destroy all the remaining hyperspace gates.
Let's take the other one out.
Moving to intercept.
The warlord found one of the cores. So in the original story, Kushan, which is the race you play as, they found one of the cores on the desert planet Karak. And it was that core, along with the map written on stone, that allowed the Kushan to return to Hiigara, beat the Taidan Empire. Now, in this Homeworld 2, the plot is that the warlord Makan has found another of the 3 drives, 3 cores that exist in the galaxy, and that has enabled him to take over the remnants of the Taidan Empire.
There's nothing left out here.
And it's those remnants of the Taidan
Reporting
Empire.
friendly units. Aggressive tactics confirmed. Fire at will. Lock all weapons on target.
Just trying to control the ships at the same time as speaking here.
Roger.
Should really retire my resource collector. Let's pop you back in.
Reporting. Docking with Mothership. Docking with Mothership.
Just keep things docked inside the mothership as well.
Standing by.
Okay. So Makan has taken over the remnants of the Taidan Empire and has now set his sights on Hiigara. With that as the backdrop, and we've now produced this this new mothership, the Pride of Hiigara, which is a slightly more militarized version, but essentially the same as in the first game. And at this point here, we're trying to escape the initial vanguard of the attack by this warlord.
Attack vector laid in.
Before returning to try and beat Makan and save Hiigara. So it's a very defensive
Long-range
game.
Sensors have detected multiple enemy signals converging on Tanis. All All ships initiate docking procedures and stand by for hyperspace.
Yeah, it's time to get the fuck out of here. Dock.
The Vaygr have arrived.
Ooh. A couple of destroyers in there. Ooh, yeah. Some big boys. Time to get out of here. Ooh.
Emergency hyperspace procedures initiated. The mothership must survive.
There, boys. There you have it. I'll call this. I'll take a little break here. Thank you very much for watching, as always, and see you in the next one.
Tanis base has been destroyed. The Vaygr have launched a massive invasion. Hiigaran outposts are falling all across the inner rim. The crew of the Mothership is making an emergency departure, and planetary defense systems are standing by. Before we can mount a counterattack, we must rendezvous with the Mothership's crew. We will exit hyperspace in the shadow of the Angel Moon. A rally point has been established at this location. Prepare for enemy contact.